Magnetoreception implants, the sixth sense. Welcome back. I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Quantum Human series. Imagine walking into a room and instantly feeling which direction is north. No compass, no GPS, no visual cues, just a subtle, physical sense of orientation. Now imagine that this sense is always with you, like sight or hearing. You're not thinking about it, you're experiencing it. This is not a dream or a sci-fi concept. It's a real, working enhancement made possible through a new wave of experimental implants designed to give humans magnetoreception, our long-lost sixth sense. In this episode, we explore how magnetoreception implants are already being tested in humans, how they work, and what it means for the future of human perception. Let's start with the biological precedent. As we've seen in previous episodes, animals like birds, turtles, bees, and even bacteria use magnetoreception to navigate through Earth's magnetic field. Robins detect field angles using light-activated quantum molecules in their eyes. Cows align their bodies with magnetic north when grazing. Even dogs appear to orient themselves during defecation based on geomagnetic cues. It's not a theory anymore. Magnetoreception is widespread in the animal kingdom. So what about humans? We may have lost it, or at least the conscious use of it. Some studies, like the 2019 Caltech experiment, suggest that our brains still respond to magnetic fields at the subconscious level. But conscious magnetoreception? It's absent. Until now. Enter the field of sensory augmentation, a growing branch of biohacking and neurotechnology aimed at expanding the limits of human perception. Over the past few years, small communities of cyborg enthusiasts, experimental researchers, and transhumanists have begun implanting tiny devices, often magnets or electromagnetic sensors, into their bodies to restore or introduce magnetic sense. The most common version is the fingertip magnet implant. A tiny rare earth magnet is inserted into the fingertip pad, allowing the user to feel magnetic fields as a tingling or pressure sensation. While primitive, these implants allow users to detect live wires, microwaves, and even the subtle hum of an electric engine. Over time, the brain adapts. What starts as novelty becomes a true sixth sense, intuitive, background, and continuous. But the technology is evolving. Newer magnetoreception implants use more advanced components, piezoelectric sensors, neodymium arrays, and even haptic feedback systems that interface with nerve clusters directly. These are being embedded in the sternum, forearms, or base of the skull, places where directional orientation can be mapped to the body's proprioceptive systems. The goal is not just to detect fields, but to navigate them. One experimental subject, a former aerospace engineer turned biohacker, described the sensation as a constant awareness of the world's invisible architecture. He could feel the subway beneath his feet, the orientation of a data server behind a wall, even the electromagnetic pulse of a storm approaching before the weather app alerted him. This isn't magic. It's the nervous system learning a new input channel. The U.S. military is watching closely. DARPA has already invested in developing wearable magnetoreception gear for soldiers, particularly for use in GPS-denied environments like underground facilities, caves, or during EMP attacks. But insiders say the real breakthrough is implantable systems, cybernetic organs that process environmental data and feed it directly into the sensory cortex. One prototype integrates gyroscopes, magnetic sensors, and vibration feedback, allowing soldiers to feel north at all times. It works like an inner compass fused to the body. In firefighting, early versions of this tech are being tested to help responders navigate burning buildings. A subtle directional pulse helps orient them through smoke and chaos without visibility. Pilots are also experimenting with helmet-integrated magnetoreception overlays, providing a background awareness of direction, field distortion, and geomagnetic anomalies. But this isn't just about navigation. Magnetoreception may have cognitive benefits. Some theorists argue that a consistent sense of orientation enhances spatial reasoning, memory recall, and even emotional grounding. Evolutionarily, orientation was survival. Knowing where you were, relative to home, to water, to threats, was hardwired into brain function. If modern life has stripped that away, reintroducing it might do more than add a sense. It might restore a mental clarity we didn't know we were missing. But what about risks? Let's address them. First, electromagnetic interference. Some worry that artificial implants could become hypersensitive, reacting to Wi-Fi, power lines, or even magnetic anomalies. While this has been reported in a few cases, most users adapt quickly, desensitizing to man-made sources and tuning into natural ones. One biohacker described it like learning to differentiate between background noise and a signal. Second, security. Could a magnetoreception implant be hacked? In theory, yes, especially those connected to smart devices or feedback networks. But the current generation is mostly passive. There's no wireless transmission or active circuitry. As the tech evolves, so will the privacy concerns. Third, psychological effects. Adding a new sense can cause temporary sensory overload, disorientation, or emotional shifts. Some users report feeling unsettled in highly magnetic environments. Others feel more grounded than ever. Like any neural input, it takes training. The brain must map the data, interpret it, and eventually internalize it into subconscious awareness. Now let's talk future. The next generation of magnetoreception tech won't just sit in the body. It will integrate with AI. Imagine an implant that not only feels fields but analyzes them in real time, translating patterns, warning of disruptions, even interfacing with smart environments. You could walk into a room and sense surveillance equipment, data leaks, or even emotional states, if fields correlate with bioelectric signals. Some researchers believe magnetoreception is just the gateway. Once the body learns to process magnetic input, it may become easier to introduce synthetic senses for UV light, ultrasonic sound, or ambient radiation. Each sense layered onto the nervous system like an app, customizable, updatable, trainable. And here's the big philosophical question. What happens to your sense of self when you gain a new sense? We define reality based on what we can perceive. Add a new input, and your reality changes. Not metaphorically, literally. People who regain hearing after decades of deafness describe the world as overwhelming, emotional, transformed. Now imagine adding a sense you never had before. You're not regaining, you're becoming something else. This is the dawn of perceptual evolution, changing not just what the body can do, but what the mind can experience. And it's happening now. In underground clinics, in biohacker basements, in military research labs, and maybe soon, in you. Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing, and no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones, the replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans, the merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of Soul Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.